For almost 50 years, Voyager 1 has been traveling alone through the quiet and empty space far beyond our solar system. It's an old spacecraft, moving farther than any other object humans have ever made. Voyager 1 has gone deeper into space than any probe has ever dared to go. For a long time, people thought of it as a kind of ghost ship, silently carrying Earth's memories, scientific data, and human hope. Scientists believed that as Voyager 1 aged, its systems would slowly fail and its signals would grow weaker. They expected it to simply drift until it stopped sending data altogether. But then, something completely unexpected happened. The spacecraft changed its path, not because of a command from Earth or a technical error, but on its own. Even more strangely, just days before this change, Voyager 1 picked up a low, strange hum. This sound had no known source, didn't match anything in NASA's database, and couldn't be explained. Now, with its antenna still pointed at Earth, Voyager seems to be coming back, or maybe it's being pulled back. What did it find out there in the darkness? What did it see that made it change direction? To understand how unusual this moment is, we have to go back to the beginning. In 1977, NASA launched two spacecraft, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. They were built to take advantage of a rare event where the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, lined up in a way that happens only once every 176 years. This alignment allowed the spacecraft to use the gravity of these planets like a slingshot to move faster and deeper into space. Voyager 1's mission was to fly by Jupiter and Saturn and take close-up pictures of their moons and rings. The images it sent back in the late 1970s and early 1980s completely changed our understanding of the solar system. We saw volcanoes erupting on Jupiter's moon Io, the beautiful rings of Saturn, and the thick atmosphere of its moon Titan. After finishing its mission with the planets, Voyager 1 didn't stop. It kept going. It went past Pluto, beyond the heliosphere, the bubble around our solar system made by the sun's energy, and entered interstellar space, a place no human-made object had ever gone before. As the years passed, it sent less and less data. Its systems became colder and weaker, and sunlight faded to nothing. Still, it kept sending back small signals about space, like information about plasma waves, magnetic fields, and cosmic rays. But then, deep into its 46th year in space, it detected something completely new. A quiet, constant hum inside the plasma wave data. At first, scientists thought it might be a glitch in the old instruments. But then the same sound was confirmed by other antennas on Earth. The hum didn't sound like anything we know. It wasn't background noise from space, it wasn't from the sun, and it didn't come from a specific direction. Even stranger, the sound followed a perfect mathematical pattern, like it was part of a message that wasn't meant to be heard but recorded. For weeks, scientists examined the data, comparing it to every known event in space, but found nothing similar. Then, without warning, Voyager 1 changed its path in a small but clear way. NASA never sent a command, and nothing was broken. Suddenly, the question changed, from "what did we hear?" to "who or what heard us?" Voyager 1 is powered by an old radioactive generator and can only make small movements using thrusters that haven't been used in many years. But the change in direction was real. It seemed like the spacecraft was trying to turn and face something in space. Engineers thought maybe it was a backup program that had been triggered by a sensor. But the system logs showed nothing like that. The most confusing part? Voyager turned its camera system, which has been off since it took the famous pale-blued photo in 1990, toward a direction in space where there's nothing. No stars, no galaxies, not even strange gravity patterns. So why turn that way? What had it detected? Remember, Voyager is over 15 billion miles from Earth. It has no autopilot and gets no help. Yet, it seems to have made a decision. In the weeks after it changed direction, things became even more puzzling. The data it sent back started to change. There were slight distortions in the timing and frequency of its signals. At first, this seemed like a technical issue, but when scientists looked closer, they found repeating patterns hidden in the signal. These patterns weren't random. They were too structured. They showed up in multiple data packets and followed patterns that reminded experts of binary code, like the ones and zeros used in computers, and harmonic resonance, patterns in sound and vibration. These weren't mistakes. They looked like they had been added on purpose. Scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab brought in codebreakers, AI specialists, and language experts to study the signals. Some of them believed the patterns might be a kind of response, as if Voyager wasn't just watching something, but something was watching it too. The idea that Voyager might be in a kind of two-way communication, possibly with something completely unknown, has stunned the scientific community. Now everyone is wondering, what did Voyager find in the darkness? And what, or who, is sending something back? Nearly 50 years ago, Earth launched Voyager 1 with a special message for the universe, a golden record that carried sounds, greetings, music, and diagrams meant to represent all of humanity. It was a bold gesture, one made with hope, curiosity, and maybe a little bit of wonder. But now, something strange and unsettling may be happening. The Voyager mission, once thought to be simply drifting to its quiet end, has taken a mysterious turn. After the spacecraft suddenly changed its direction and began sending unusual signals, high-level meetings were held at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. A small, trusted group of scientists, engineers, and mission experts gathered to investigate what was originally thought to be a minor technical issue. At first, some believed the spacecraft was simply failing, its old parts malfunctioning after nearly 5 decades in deep space. But others, after closely analyzing the precision of the direction change and the strange patterns in the signals, began to think something more serious, and possibly more incredible, was happening. The signals were not random. They included repeated patterns, geometric shapes, and symmetrical rhythms. It was as if the spacecraft was being influenced by something intelligent, something possibly trying to copy or mirror Voyager's behavior. This led to a deeply uncomfortable question. What if this isn't just an error? What if it's a response? As word of the signal leaked, scientists and researchers around the world began to study it independently. Some proposed that Voyager 1 might have passed through a region filled with dark matter or a distortion in spacetime, places where strange gravitational forces exist. But one study caused a stir. AI researchers discovered that parts of the signal seemed to resemble the Arecibo message, a coded radio transmission Earth sent into space in 1974 to try to contact alien life. Some of the math patterns in Voyager's signal looked too similar to be a coincidence. Could something have received that message, understood it, and now chosen Voyager 1 as a way to talk back? When Voyager 1 was launched in 1977, scientist Carl Sagan and his team included the Golden Record. It was a copper disc covered in gold, filled with greetings in many languages, music from around the world, and images showing Earth's location in the galaxy. At the time, it was seen as more of a symbol than a real attempt to make contact. But now, some scientists wonder, what if something or someone has found it and understood it? One part of the Golden Record shows the position of Earth using known pulsars, like a star map pointing directly to us. If something intelligent decoded the record, then Voyager 1 hasn't just been exploring space. It's been sending our location for nearly 50 years. And now, something might have heard us. As the signals continue to change and evolve, NASA has quietly updated its procedures. Some internal memos suggest scientists are being told not to talk about alien contact in official reports. Instead, they are labeling the events as data anomalies. But behind closed doors, some team members admit they're worried. What Voyager is doing doesn't match any known natural behavior. It looks like a conversation. It reacts. It seems aware. The fear isn't just about what Voyager 1 might have found, but what might now know about us. If something out there is responding to a machine drifting alone in space, then we might not be the ones watching the universe anymore. We might be the ones being watched. Voyager 1 was never supposed to survive this long. It wasn't made to send messages for half a century, and it certainly wasn't meant to make contact. But now, that might be exactly what's happening. What began as a mission to explore planets has become something far more mysterious. It's a moment where science meets the unknown. The spacecraft, now over 15 billion miles from Earth, might have found something, or something has found it. The strange course change, the signal patterns, the echoes that don't seem natural, they all suggest one possibility. Voyager may first have made the first real contact. Not with life as we imagine it, but with something vast, complex, and aware. If this is the final chapter of Voyager's journey, it doesn't end quietly. It ends with a question that shakes everything we think we know. What if we are not the explorers anymore? What if we are the ones being explored? Now it's your turn to think about it. Do you believe Voyager 1 has truly encountered something unknown? Is this the start of a new era in space exploration, or the end of a story we were never supposed to hear? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if this story has made you wonder about what's really out there, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this with someone who still believes there's something magical, and maybe even a little terrifying, waiting in the stars. Because maybe Voyager 1 hasn't just sent back data. Maybe it sent back a message. And maybe, just maybe, we're not the only ones listening anymore.